Hey friends, I'm Mitch, and we are doing more Christmas painting. So I'm making lines around there. So we have our paint thinner going, we have our gel, we have our colors, we are all set. Squeak, squeak. So now we're just putting these lines across here to give this definition. And I'm using a long brush so it's hitting against the phone. Sorry for the odd noise. The other noise is the squeak. Okay, so we're going to get that and get this in here, get all these details. Get all the details in there. So we need a line, it goes sideways here, and then I think we'll be done with this part. I want to get it right up against that shadow. Alright, pretty pleased with that. I think that's good. I think the thickness of it from the other painting is not quite good, but I think this one, it's thin and it's sort of nice. So I want to get more white and more Payne's gray, and this time we're going to add a little of this cobalt blue, maybe a lot of the cobalt blue. I want a really bluey white, and the bluey white will go around the windows. So I can switch my brush to a shorter one so it doesn't bang against the camera. Alright, wow, that is a brush full of paint thinner. But I like it. It's nice baby blue color coming out here. This is really nice. Alright, let me back up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And we're just going to go around the windows. So I think we are pretty firm up on the windows. We just need to get a border around them. And we'll do that like this. Yeah, I like that baby blue. It really brings it out. Makes it look kind of cool. Because inside will be bright orange and yellow, and that sort of baby blue on the outside will be kind of cool. I think it's a bit too in your face right now though. What's up, Pat? We're just doing borders on the windows, making them a little more blue this time than last time. We have some thinner on the brush too, which is different than what I usually do. Okay. A little more Payne's gray. I think ultimately that baby blue is not going to look as good as I thought it was originally. Hey Sherry. Yes, we're doing the windows today by popular demand. Alright, so we're going to border the windows, we're going to do the bushes, do some trees. I fixed the moon a little bit. I did not like the look of it. It was a little too much. Let me back up and you'll see. Well, okay. This is not going well. So I altered the moon a little bit, so it looks like that now. Doesn't look as odd as it did before, so. Alright, we have enough thinner on here, we should be able to get most of this with that little blob of color we have on the palette. Alright. Okay, that looks all right. Should be okay. The windows don't match. Hopefully nobody cares. It's not an engineering schematic. Okay. Yeah, the house is looking all right. The snow, not so much. Wow, it went way over. It's a disaster. I'm going to have to throw the whole thing away. I do not have that around the door. I do have that around the window. Okay, so the door actually consists of this color. It is a solid color. I want to bring out the door with a little blue. It's going to be a little more blue. Okay, and then I want to gray it down, make it a little duller, not that dark. Put a little brown in there, dull it out right nice. Okay, a little less excitement in the door there. There we go. More subtle. It's going to have a wreath on it, so like, who cares? That's sufficient. Looks okay. So here's snow. Someone asked me about snow. So here's what the snow looks like. This is my method of snow. I think it looks fairly realistic. So basically I just get a thick white and cake frosting the roof. That's basically what I do. So this thick white, there's a bunch of different thick whites. Today's thick white is Williamsburg titanium white. So I pour it out and I get a brush and I literally slather it on like cake frosting. So here's just a standard little brush, and we're going to go and start slathering it on. There's a chimney up there. Alright, Sherry, see you later. So here's my white. And we're just going to get it and pretty much just slather it on like frosting. Pretty thick. I mean, you probably do this with a palette knife. And I want the top section to be fairly light because that's the one getting hit with the, I don't want it uneven like some sections will have snow and some won't. Like that. And then as we go down, we add more Payne's Gray with a little brown. So up here we have the same thing. Again, the whitest part will be up top. Just cake frosting this. Make it uneven, make it up sometimes and down other times. So that's that. And then I want a little the cake frosting like right around here, but not like a lot. Reason being is because there's light coming from here down, so this is going to be brighter, but as you come down it's going to be less bright. So we need to cake frosting the other side. I'll go up in here. Anything that's getting hit by that light, and then kind of scooch up to the chimney there. Alright, so that's going to be there. And then we have some coming across, like less amount, but the same type of thing. So like a variety of patterns. And then I want some sort of come down over the roof like that. So it looks like it's sort of bleeding out. Then, again, we have light that's hitting here. Like that. A little more there. Okay, like that. That looks all right. And then I think that's it. Well, no, the other side has light hitting it directly. So this side here has direct light. So we're going to move a little bit over. That looks pretty good. And on this side has light hitting it. So over here Okay, I like that. And that sort of approaches the chimney, so that looks pretty cool. So now we have a little bit over here that's light. Like that. Sort of hangs over like that. All right, now we want lighter or darker. So we get effectively the same thing. Mix up a batch of slightly darker, still white, it's just darker. So it's sort of a mix. We scoop it up into a big cake frosting, and then we're going to go down through here with it. I want to sort of mix it in. Get more. All right, and put this over here. Oh, thank you, Christina. How's it going? Long time no see. All right, now I want some of that darker there. Like that. It's a bit too much of a glare, but okay. So that's a little darker. I know you can't see it. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's right. You moved. Now you have a bigger area, right? You said you don't have to live out of a suitcase of paint anymore? Okay, now I'm just going to get dark. Okay, thanks. So I need to come in with a super dark. Needs to be a little more dark. Just need to be fairly dark. Okay, come back in with the dark. Over here, again, it needs to be fairly dark. Get more dark. Okay, so all right, here comes the paint train. This could go really bad. I'm back up with this. All right, this could go really bad. Basically, I just want to chill it out a little bit. Okay, now I want a splash of super, super, super dark. Super dark. It's coming down. Need a little refresh there. That is a big blob of darkness, which is what I want. Let me step back. I like it. Okay. I'm going to stop messing with it before I completely ruin it. So right now, I like it. So let me see if I can adjust the height on this thing. If I can adjust the height a little bit. So without as much reflection, here's sort of what it looks like. So that looks pretty good, and then once you step away from it, that's what it looks like from a distance. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks a little better than this one. This one looks kind of bland, but this one has some interest. This looks like an actual snow has fallen on it and left gaps in it, and the side of the fan brush helps, so it's not too bad. I like the snow. I'll go with that snow. I'm going to say it looks alright. Okay, now here's where it really gets bad. I unfortunately am going to, well, thank you. Unfortunately, I'm going to go for the snow now at the bottom. This could go terrible. I need the thinnest possible white I could find. I guess let me get thinner and just use the white I have. Mix it with thinner. So Christina, I found some non-toxic thinner. I got 2 different brands. They're both pretty good, but one is amazing. One dries slowly. So what you can do is make little dots, and it dries really slow. So you can make hundreds of little dots with one dip into the thinner. So it saves you like a ton of time, like going back and forth, and it's not toxic, so you can just leave it open. It's like whatever. But I really like that. Okay, so we have white with thinner, and that is liquidy white right there. Okay. Oh God, this is going to go terrible, isn't it? Too white. Looks like daytime. That's one thing I don't like about the painting. It looks like daytime. It's always bugged me. So we're going to make this look like night. So we've got this nice dark section over here, but I want white. Let's see how white this is. Oh, wow. That's way, way too much. Alright, let me get some of that and then get a mix here. Alright, so I want this blue, and then I want to put it into the white and have like this bluey white. Like right here. See if I can get in on this. Okay, so right here, we're just going to go for this. Like this bluey white snow. Like that. A dab of blue and brown, yeah. That's what I kind of did. I want this nice sea of white, like coming from here. That's nice. It's not just in your face. It's got a nice flow. I like the flow. Like you just have this nice flow of snow. Like that. As you sort of come out, it just flows. It's not too much snow. It's just the right amount. Then we have some up here as we come out and the tree shadow is done. We sort of just peek out a little bit with the snow. Over here too. Just a little snow like that. Got a nice shadow there, but between that we got a little more snow. Like that. So it's not like too much. It's got that nice blue in it too. So just over here, just another flow of snow. It's sort of coming out. What is this? Oh, right here, flow of snow. This is sort of peeking out. Like that. Ooh, I like it. Okay, now blend it. Is that blender clean? No. Alright, let's blend it pray for the best here. Just give it a nice little blend there. Put it in the background where you're not like staring at it. Nice relaxing. Sort of meditative snow. Just nice and relaxing. Sort of looking at it. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, I got the nice dark contrast around there too. I want to emphasize that a little bit. Not extreme, but just a little bit. So let's get some super dark, and let's go back here and just look a little dark. We're coming out right there. Again, sort of a meditative, like this is a dark section with this little shadow. It's nothing big. Just letting you know that we got a little shadow there. Like that. Just nice relaxing shadow. And come back through here and do the same thing with these. It sort of peeks out a little bit like that because we're in the... His shadow sort of starts there. Okay. Nice and flowy shadow. A little darker. Right at the base. So you know, as you're just sort of starting out that shadow right there. Again, right here, a little darker at the base. Just starting it out. Like a warm-up shadow there. There we go. Perfect. Right there, and a little darker at the base of the snowman. Not all the way, just the little parts. There we go. That. There we go. So I want the same type of thing around the... I know we're putting bushes around the house, but there's no bushes here, so I want it, again, a little darker as we go around there. Alright, and then around here we're going to have bushes, who cares? One more little dark spot right over here. So we're just coming out there. Just sort of sneaking out, get a really, really dark spot right underneath. Like that. Alright, cool. There's a nice feel to it. I like it. And one more dark spot here. I'll come back and adjust this later. I don't want to spend the whole stream. I could, but I won't. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to ease this out a little. It's starting to bug me. Okay, cool. Now, we need to do the windows. Everybody's all excited about windows. So we'll do Windows 10. Let's see, what are we going to have? We had yellow. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, because this is going to be blindingly bright. Little cad orange there. Just a smidge, and then gonna have some burnt umber. Burnt umber will give it that calmness as you sort of come around the corner there. And you look in there. All right. Okay, so we're using Blue Ridge Oil Colors, the absolute best sheet paint in the history of mankind. Guy just sits up there and makes paint. I admire that. He is a greater man than me. Alright, so we want burnt umber at the top, basically. Okay, not a lot, a very small amount. Why are my shoes squeaking? Right. Need a little more. All right. Fairly healthy amount, coming about halfway, I think. And while we have it, we can start some of the characters down there too. Not sure if I want it on the little window or not. I think I'm going to stick with a lighter touch on the little window. And a fairly light touch with a Christmas tree window. Okay, one more window. A lot of windows. Okay. Looks all right. Now we go into the orange. And we sort of top out that. That's way too much paint. That will come back and haunt me, quite literally. Alright, for orange here, Need to go light. We went light on the brown, light on the orange, because this needs to be predominantly yellow for it to fit the tree. Alright, and then orange one other place. I need to go easy on the paint this time, because that's going to come back and bite me. That will come back and haunt me all night long. Wake up in a cold sweat. Okay, and finally the yellow. Before we do the yellow though, I want to blend that. So, just want to get a light blend between these two. With sort of an arc. So Christina, did you buy anything on Tim's sale? I bought 2 paintings that I did not have, or 2 lessons that I did not have. Do you know if he's doing anything Black Friday like last time, to where he had a discount and you could get a gift certificate or whatever for yourself? And it was like 30% off or something. Because I would not mind that at all. I have 4 more paintings that I want of his. I need this. My maul stick. Oh, more brushes. I thought you already had all of his brushes. Didn't you buy that whole set? Alright. If you ever actually do this painting, if you use bright yellow, it looks like the house is on fire. And many of people have said, is the house on fire? I'm like, really? What did I do wrong? I did something wrong, and people were asking me this question. Oh, okay, you're still looking for more brushes? Did you do his free lesson? Do you have that reference photo? I need to write him and get that reference photo. I still want to do it. I didn't watch the free lesson, but if he posts a reference photo, I want it. Because I want to try it on my own, just for my own little thing. Because I think once you take enough of his lessons, you're like, pretty much know what he did. You know what I'm saying? There's not like a lot of surprises once you know the basics that he teaches. So what I'll do is I'll get... when I buy a thing, I'll be like, okay, before I watch the lesson, then what I'm going to do is get the reference photo for this thing I bought and just try it on my own and see how close I can get it. And that's more of a learning experience for me, because I can tell, all right, you know, I have a major problem with this particular thing here, and I'll know to focus on that on the lesson. Instead of just taking the lesson and being like, trying to learn everything, I'll try it on my own and try to figure out what I don't know and then concentrate on that section. And that helps me at least a little. Alright, that does not look like the house is on fire. Christina, does that look like the house is on fire? I think it looks like a nicely, calmly lit window, which is what I wanted. A nice, cartoony, kind of lit window. All right. Okay. I want to go over here. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay. And then lastly, I do want this to be fairly bright all over so that we can merge in the Christmas tree. I say that and then I make it dark. This does need to be fairly bright. We're going to cake this on pretty well. All right, I'm not going to transition this until later. All right, I like that a lot. Just need that to arc more. Need it to arc because the Christmas tree needs to fit into the yellow area. Okay. Wow, that does not look half bad. I'm fairly pleased with that. I think this might be my favorite one. All right, dip into the brown. I'm going to skip the orange entirely. That's a bit too much brown. Oh well. Okay. Oh, thank you. All right, that needs some orange. Orange, you glad you used orange? Whoa, that's a lot of orange. Holy smokes. All right. I'm fairly pleased with that. So now let's start on the bushes. I wish, when I do this on my phone, I really wish it would tell me what time it is. How long I've been going. Alright, so we're going to start out with dark, mix in a bit of green, but not a lot. And, let's see, I like this from last time, but I think that it needs to be dark here, and then as it approaches up, it needs to be lighter because of the reflection. So I'm going to make it dark here, and then lighten it as it comes up. So let's see how dark this is going to be when I put it on. I like the last time I did this too. I made it, normally I'll make it look like a, okay thanks. Normally I'll make it look like a marble rye bread and have the same pattern all over and the same height all over. So this last time I started mixing it up to where it didn't look like a marble rye. So we come up here, and I want like this dark up here. I want it to come up fairly high right here, like right about like that, like this. Get a nice transition blend in, and I want some gaps in it. I don't want it to look like a marble rye. Marble rye is good for bread. It's not good for my bushes, so to speak. Let's see. And I want little pieces of the bush to come up too, like this. Like that. So it's a hedge, but it's not like super consistent as you go along there. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Needs more green. I don't see that hint of green that I was hoping for. Yeah, I wrote Tim and I asked him if I could stream one of his paintings and just not show his material, not show his lesson, but only show like me painting basically in a room by myself without any of his reference photos or anything like that. So he never replied, which I assume is no. How about no? So maybe I'll write him again. That was like 6 months ago. I'll try it again maybe. Be like, hey man, can I do your free lesson? And just try it out. See if he writes back. If I don't hear anything, I'm going to assume that's a permanent no and never ask again for the rest of my life. Let's see. Now, Dorothy Dent was kind enough to let me do that as long as I mentioned her name, gave her credit, and did not show any of the actual video or reference photos or anything like that. Just paint away. She was okay. Alright, have this, have like little dark spots as well. That. Yeah, that's true. Maybe he didn't get my email or something, I don't know. Alright. I like that. That looks cute. That looks cute. Yeah, because I want to paint his stuff, but I don't want to sit here and paint it like by myself. I like sort of chilling out, chatting with people, be like, hey, what's up? So, well, thank you. A little more green. And it's going to come around the head here. I don't want it to intersect with I don't want that growing out of her head. Oh, well, thank you. All right. So his hat is black. I don't want to fight with that. I don't want to have a fist fight with his hat, which is what's going to happen here. So let's let that creep up. They go fairly high up here. All right. And then we're going to fill in these gaps with a lighter green. All right. Keep away from the hat fight. Okay. It's going to be good enough. Come down a little more because his face is white, so I think we can get away with a little bit of that there. Okay, so coming over here, and I know this is really bushy over here. This is like overgrown and all that stuff. And that is going to be all dark because there's no light source to feed off of. So we're going to come over here. So we're going to come down a bit more right there. And have this sort of crawl up a little, like that. All right. So let's get a little more bushy there. Sort of touching the door, but not quite. Like that. And then we'll fill that in with, later with a lighter. I'm going to come up here. I do want to have a little bit of a bushy climb up there. A little bit up like that, but I don't want to compete with the Christmas tree. Like that. Okay, stepping alert. That's all right, just needs shadow. Add shadow later. Pretty happy with how that looks overall. I do think that needs to come down a little bit more like that. Sort of a little looser. There we go. A little bit more concentrated there. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now what? I need more thickness in here, I think. I do want a thick, bushy hedge. Sort of climbs up a little there, and a little here too. Okay. Pretty happy with that. We're going to fill that in with a lighter touch. So let's go ahead and do that now. I need white, and I need the gray, Payne's gray, and a touch of green. Not enough to where it's super annoying. And wow, that is super annoying. A little more green. All right. See how this looks. That's too much. That's too in your face. Let's bring it down. Bring it down in brightness. Still too much. Okay. Sort of fill in the gaps. Still too much. Okay. It actually doesn't look half bad. That looks a lot better than I thought it would in my mind. In my mind, I was fairly pessimistic about getting away with this. But I think just a light touch of this, like not a ton, with that, I think it looks all right. So it needs to, that needs to chill out a lot more than what I just did. The problem is this area down there has literally no light source. It is devoid of light. So what I need to do is ease up on that. Oh, thank you. Just need to ease up on that a little bit. And I guess just put in dark. So instead of having the variance here, we'll just have all dark. And that's fine. Alright, a little darker right in there. Okay, that looks fairly cool. It's not like in your face to where you're just like whoosh. Okay. So now I need shadow underneath there because that looks terrible right now. So let's clean this off. Let's get a fairly dark shadow underneath that with some gel. I want a really smooth, super smooth shadow with almost no paint at all. Alright, so you're just coming down through here. It's not super dark. I don't know what's on my brush that's making it do that. Okay. All right. Come over here, do the same thing. All right. That is adding the missing piece that I really needed. Okay, now I need absolute darkest possible dark. So let's mix green, blue, and do I have black? Could you use black? I need it insanely dark. Alright, I could just do this really thick. All right, I think that really, really works. Okay, so we'll put snow on it when it dries. So we have the roof, and we have all sorts of cool stuff. I guess now we could work on this door, and then we're gonna call it a night, and then tomorrow or the next day or some day we'll do chimneys, we'll do the tree and the characters, and then we'll be done. Actually, I think Dorothy has this ladder coming out, and I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. Maybe I'll decide later, I guess. So we need to put snow on everything and all that other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and call it, and then we will work on this later. Thanks everyone for joining me. Everybody have a great evening.